All right, people. So we'll start with, as we wait for people to come in the live stream. I'm gonna talk about. So here you see on my YouTube banner here, live stream on Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Canada. Right. So the information is right on my YouTube banner. Okay. And you can see PowerTarget Trades, Wealth, and Health Leader. And I always tell people that one of the things you should study is my created playlist, a wealth of great information, of proven plans, year after year after year, quarter after quarter after quarter, month after month after month, of a strategy that's based on adapting to the market. You know, a lot of people have been calling the SPY too high in 2016, and then in 2017, and then in 2018, and so on and so forth. That is not adaptive thinking. That is more like assuming, guessing, and clueless people, right? And it's a difficult market in reality is because when you're looking at the market as an old world thinker with the old knowledge, you're not going to be able to make sense. A lot of people are struggling. And therefore, what I do, my analysis, my skill goes beyond all that by listening to what the market is saying, right? And I've proven this live stream after live stream after live stream. We're going to be talking about the SPY. Okay. So there's this point over here, people. That's the beginning. We're going to go down to, I'm going to go to the charts here. And so now we have the charts up here. And again, we're going to wait for people to come in. Hello, everybody. Hello. So let's get some people to come in. Let's see. I put it up. I want to make sure let's see here. Profile. Okay. All right. So let's see. I put everything up. Okay. Did I put this one up? 1 second, people. Yes, I did. Okay. So everything is on. All right. So again, for people that are, we're just waiting for people to come in, and so we're going to talk about the market now. You know, you hear about futures are down and all. Again, you know, we have a market that is it's going through things, right? So we're going to talk about the market, what the market is saying, right? And we need to go with those facts right now, right? Because, you know, I talk about this all the time, you know, like, you know, last Wednesday, the market was like this. There was fear. Oh, and look what happened, right? And how am I able to protect or project these things? And I talk about support levels. I look at what I do is I do scans, okay? I year after year after year, month after month after month, quarter, it doesn't really matter. I've depicted the market beyond anyone else out there due to these analysis skills of mine, okay? Well, a lot of people want to guess since you want to win long term, you need real direction understanding. So, understand what I just said there. Real direction understanding. And I've clearly demonstrated that. If you study my YouTube channel and you look at the history of the live streams, how I defend the market, and where is the market? Like, look, like let's wake up and smell the coffee, people. Market's higher, right? So the market's in what I call a decision zone. Okay, so what is a decision zone? Well, SPY above 282, everything is fine. We're gonna get our chips chop and this, but we got to look at that. If there was real fear in the market, Apple, for example, wouldn't be doing as well as it has. I mean, nobody talks about the facts about Apple, so we're going to put up Apple as well. How's it going, Fast Furious? Yeah, we're going to talk about Apple. Okay, we're going to talk about Apple as well. Um, it's a spy. So we're going to be talking about Apple as well, right? So we look at Apple, right? And I mean, we had a stock where, you know, in 2017 it was at 118, and then we had people that thinking it was too high at 140, to be massively wrong. you know, some stock clowns. And as you can see, you know, despite when I had targets of 200, I've made so many winning plans, option plans for Apple, and it is documented on my YouTube channel, right? Now, one of my biggest things, okay, one of the things a lot of people worry about, okay, and you hear on the news, okay, is the market going to crash in 2020? Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you what I think, okay? We There are two variables. I don't see the market crashing. What I do see the market as a variable as it remains in chop. And in fact, that's what we've been doing. If you think about this carefully, right? If we look in June, stock clown thinking that the market was gonna, fall, clowns out there, and then the market goes back up, right? And when every time we go down, stock clown thinks he's right, and then we go up, and so on and so forth, right? I defended the market in these fearful zones, so there's a big difference. People who calling it to go lower and crash were wrong. Were wrong multiple times. So you want to listen to somebody who knows what they're talking about, for one. And it's not services. They don't know. They're just guessers. Right? They tell you do this, do that, but they don't. They're throwing out many plans, right? You're not going to succeed long term when you can't call real direction. You cannot succeed long term. Right? It doesn't work. You're going to have those lucky breaks, and then you're not going to succeed long term. And if I couldn't project things consistently, I would have no faith in what I do, right? But because I am so consistent in how I project things correctly, I have tons of faith, right? And so I explain what I do. What's very unique what I do through my analysis. It's not what you just see in these charts. And it's the scans, it's the thinking, it's the experience. It's what certain companies are doing. There's a lot that goes into it. Is where is the market really going to go? Because if you don't know where it's going to really going to go, how are you going to really make the big? Listen, it's really controlled. The market, the majority is controlled by the big money. You've got dumb big money and then the smart big money, right? And that's what keeps the market going in the direction. What is the real big money thinking? And of course, some stocks are going to go in and out of favor because the market right now is acting like it's deciding. Nobody knows. Here's the thing: nobody knows the future. Okay, nobody knows the future, right? Because if they knew the future, well, you bet the farm on something, right? But they can't. So as I say to you, what do? Use strategies, right? This market does not want to go lower as of yet because until the facts come in, right? And we need to identify and address the situation when that situation occurs. We've had plans in Apple, okay, where of course the market had rocked one of the plans, but the plan actually made 50, 60% gains, right? So I wasn't wrong. We're talking about Apple here. I wasn't wrong, right? But this is why what I call is you have to have, in other words, you in order to survive them, you must be able to understand that there's volatility and position size correctly, and hold positions as long as um, the key long-term supports hold, right? And that's how I attack all the plans right now. Okay, and I'm using the correct options for the plans we're getting into, and we're getting into the best stocks that support a higher market. Okay, yeah, that's right. So the fear is, yeah, right, exactly, Dexter. So when I read the thing about that, listen, that is just the market. It's like you have to understand that the market. I don't. I think a lot of people don't have a lot of experience, but 200 points isn't a big drop in the market. Big deal. This is just games. The market could be up 200 in the morning. Okay, only stock clowns with no skill don't know what they're talking about, right? Market can start weak tomorrow and then assess the situation and then build up again. And so this is why when you do get into plans, you have to assess that the market can be doing things that are you can't control. But what you can control is what is the real direction of where things are going to go. And this is a skill that very few people have, but I have in truckloads of skill. And why do I tell you this? Because I know from why I make my YouTube videos to tell people that you got to listen to somebody and have a strategy. You want to succeed in the market long term. Forget about the little whippy. We're going to have some months of the year that are a bit tough. But the key is you want to make money with skill, because when the sun comes properly and you are trading with the right mentality and getting into the best stocks like I do, get us into the best stocks, strongest stocks possible, right? Because I'm going to talk about stocks like Roku. Like a lot of people trade this the superstar, and I want to talk about Roku and everything. Why I don't focus on Roku right now. But Ruko, we've had 4 winning plans in Ruko, but I don't focus on Ruko right now because it's not in favor. There are better stocks in favor. Why would you want to focus on, even though it may make moves, Ruko is known to make moves, but the problem is you don't want to be, I'm looking for real direction that we're going to make money, that we can get into with a plan, not by a guess and assume. Guessing and assuming doesn't, listen, luck, guessing and assuming only works for the short term, never the long term. Yeah, like you know what I say, Dexter. Am I worried about the SPY? No, 200 points is see the stock clown messaged me going, oh, this future. These people have no skill. The stock clown is the same guy who said that Apple was a good short at 140, and I said to go long. Well, who's right? Well, if we look at Apple where it closed today, 227, we know what all speaks. We know who knows who's. We know who knows who's what. I know what I'm talking about. Unlike stock clowns and a lot of people on these boards, or even these services, they don't have a clue what they're talking about. They have no skill. They have no skill, right? I make my YouTube channel and I try to talk to the people that don't want to be gamblers anymore, that want to make money with skill, that want to make money decade after decade. Listen, I want to be making money decade after decade after decade. I'm not worrying about the little blips and blops of the month, because I guarantee you that there's going to be a massive shift in 2020. I'll have my system as I've had it formed to the point where it's at a perfected point now, that I will be able to solve problems and make money in any market conditions, long, up or down, no problem, due to skill. Because skill I have documented 2016 to now. I have called the market more correctly, better than anyone else out there. So while there's people calling that the market's going to crash in 2020, that anything is possible. We know this, but that is not how you succeed. If the market wants to go lower, it will tell me, and when we make adjustments, as I said, I make updates, and the market says no. In fact, depending on how we get back to key levels again, we are setting up for higher prices. Okay, we've hit 300. Listen, I talked about the SPY 300. Let's talk about the SPY, people, right? Let's talk about the facts. And I've said this many live streams, but I gotta, there's be new people that come in, and it's good to hear me say these things, and it reassures the people, and they think, I want you to think about this. But while the SPY was dropping like this, I was able to identify that the market was dropping for the wrong reasons, and that I saw reasons for it to rise. And I had a plan. We killed it in BA, 5 winning plans in a row, all documented. So I want you to think about that. Nobody has this type of skill out there. I just know that I'm on another level when it comes to this stuff. But I'm trying to, I have to educate people, because a lot of people are not here mentally strong, mentally weak. So listen, if I have to tell you, listen, are you mentally strong? Most people they know I'm right. They are mentally weak, that they're missing, they're in play, they make a lot of mistakes in the market, and they keep repeating them. And I know I deal with a lot of people, a lot of weakness here, very weak minds. I don't have a weak mind. I have a very strong mind. Strong mind, body, and soul, everything. That is leadership. That's why I tell you the facts. When we go to my live streams, you say, this guy said it how it was. I make these updates weekly. I don't run like stock clowns and don't make updates for months on end, right? I tell the people the way it is. I ask people to ask me questions, and I'll tell you straight. No clown comes to the live stream and tries to refute me because they have nothing to say. They'll run for the hills. They're chickens, right? So I tell people, come on, stock clowns. Come to the live stream, speak your mind. I'm here. But they don't come. They chicken. They want to hit the dislike button. You know what I mean? They just dislike button. They dislike the truth. Listen, I'm trying to help people. You don't like me? You don't like the truth? Too bad for you. Too bad. Right? I come to I tell people about the live streams. I tell people if they when there's a chance to ask questions, I tell them ask me questions. All right now. So let's talk about Roku now. So look, I want to give an example about Roku. Right? A lot of people they come to the live streams. They come to the live streams after the live streams. There's a lot, way more people they come and watch the live streams. This is why. But if you come to the live stream, you have a chance to ask me a question, right? Any question you want to ask, if it's reasonable, But the chicken clowns, they won't ask me the questions, right? So Ruko was a superstar stock. In 2019, I think, yeah, we started with this stock, honestly, and around the February area, we had a winning plan in it. We've had at least, I'm pretty sure we've had about four, if not 4 to 5 winning plans in Ruku. And we actually, on our last plan, we sold up over here, right? Now, I haven't bothered with Roku because there's better plans, and it's not, and it has its issues, and it can chop around. And I'm not gonna, I don't look to do anything with Roku because I think that the stock can chop around. It'll do these blips and blops. It does that because of short covering, these blips and blops. They gotta sort things out. And the company, when it's back in favor, I'll be glad to invest in this. But I'm an adaptive thinker. I move us to the better plans, right? So, for example, if Apple's more in favor than Roku, which it is, why would I be wasting my energy in Roku? And that's where a lot of people keep trying to make money in a stock. Like we stopped investing in BA for a while. It was a superstar, but the reason why we did is I knew that the stock has damaged time. They're going to play games. You can make money in them, but that's not the way to make money. You want to make money in the best favorite stocks, and that's what I do. I get us in I put the most effort of getting us into the best possible stocks. But even that I do that, we have market conditions. We're in a time, okay, with this president we have and unknown things and tariffs. There are new things that are new factors thrown, but it's going to be over when there's going to be a tremendous amount of opportunity. And those opportunity, whether the market is going to favor certain stocks over others, it's right in my alley. I'm very good at identifying the best of the best. So, for example, what does that mean? So, for example, if there are 20 ideas, right, I that's too much. I got to narrow it down to something that we can get into. Enough people like I can't throw out. The only reason why we usually go in no more than 5 plans. And the reason why we're in 5 plans is because we're starting to win. We get into a few, and then we're winning. So then we're taking profits and getting into some. But we're never in more than 5, 6. And if we are in 6 or 7 plans, it's because we're winning a lot, right? So that means I'm getting us in within a short amount, a few picks, not a whole bunch at once, right? And I manage all that, right? Because I get into my own plans, unlike these services, because it's a group, PowerTarget Trades. I'm making money and knowing what's going on by being inside the plans. Now, the services, they don't do this. They can't do this. They don't have these kind of skills. They're not doing the live streams, right? And they don't talk about things. But I do, right? Real market direction. Okay? Real market direction. Now, why should we worry that the market is going to go lower? Why? If that's not what the market is saying. Has the market given great opportunities to the long side? Yes, it has. Has it given it all the time? No. Because there's certain months that the market it's been difficult, more difficult. But it doesn't change the fact that the strategy is if the market wants to go higher, you want to be focusing on those type of stocks and making money with skill, not luck, not assuming. Right? Your stock clown assumed that Apple was too high at 140, that was going to fill the gap at 120. Well, he's been massively wrong. And if you have a billionaire investor in Apple and you're telling them you should go short, well, and they did, and they listened to the stock clown, who would they rather listen to? A stock clown that's wrong like the stock clown, or someone like me who's correct? Because there hasn't been anyone more correct than I've been. It's all documented on my YouTube channel. I state the facts. I do this over and over and over again. It's not some random luck thing. It's over and over again. I'm telling you that I'm this correct. I have to back it up, right? Anybody wants to doubt me, I have the proof. If they want to put the dollar bills down, put them down. The proof will be that will be shown, and I'll be filling my pockets with the dollar bills. Right? So that's why I tell the stock clowns, come and say something. Because what do they show of themselves? Nothing. See? I'm trying to help people with skill. But a lot of people are lazy. Let's talk about a lot of people. A lot of people are lazy. They are lazy and they want to treat the market like a casino. Well, you're going to lose that way long term. How many people blow up their accounts? By making constant the same mistakes. Lots of people. So, I offer an opportunity. Come into my group, follow my rules, and you will succeed. But you got to be patient too. Because the market is made in a short period of time. And it could be any of that short period of time. And if you miss that short period of time and you have no skill to catch it, and you're not positioned in the right stocks, you're not making those dollar bills with skills. And then you're chasing the little blips and blops and this and that and making money. Nobody knew Ruko was going to do this. Okay, that there was no way of knowing that was going to happen. What I call movements in Ruko, for example, like this today, are setups. It's a setup thing. But this stock needs some time before it's going to be a star again. If it will be a star again, it's high. Look at you. Got to look at Ruku. By the way, let's talk about this, people. I think people miss the big, like how I identify the best stocks. But listen, this stock was a $30 stock in January. It has moved greater than 300% in stock price in 1 year. So do you see why I do identify and get us into the right? And we've been in Ruku plan since February. On top of killing it in Disney, I get us in the best possible plans. But no matter how good I am, there are market variables that can throw things off temporarily. The key for me is to figure out to solve the problem via what the market is saying in reality, and then make money for it again. Right? There's no such thing as never losing money in the market. But if you're not prepared to get back in when you're supposed to, you continuously to lose. You create that vicious cycle. Going in when you're not supposed to go in, getting out when you're not supposed to get out. You can't make money long term that way. You will blow up. You will, trust me. And that's why I warn people. Like I'm trying to teach people with skill. That's why I do these live streams. Yeah. BA and FedEx are not in the scans, especially FedEx. FedEx is definitely out of, like, if we put a stock like FedEx, FedEx is definitely now. By the way, once upon a time, FedEx was a good company, was a good stock. We were in it in 2017, right? Stock clown was short, but you don't hear the stock clown making money in it now, right? Because the stock clown, his direction, and it's like I say, a lot of people have no clue what real direction is. They're just guessing. They have no skill. I prove this over again. I mean, that's why I ask people to ask me questions, because I want to show you that your thinking is flawed and help you realize of a flawed thinking by you telling me a story, right? If I ask people, tell me some of the mistakes you made, and we can look at those mistakes, right? And then I can tell you how we have handled something, right? And that's how people grow. Stop making the wrong mistakes. If you're trying to, you got to treat this as a serious business, right? And again, I'm doing this. I have all the experience. You have tons of 28 years. I have so much experience back in what I say up. Right? And I put a lot of time because the problem is, as I said to you, majority of the people are destined to lose in the market because they don't have what it takes to succeed. It's the hardest thing in the world, the market. It's hard. It is really hard to make money properly in the market. It's really hard. I'm very good at it right now. I really learned the reality of the way I think about it, right? You have to understand that there is two ways to lose the money. You can lose money the right way or the wrong way. When you lose money the wrong way, or you make money the right way or the wrong way, okay? Listen to those two variables. That is the factor of long-term failure. You will not fail when you make money the wrong way, you will fail if you're making money the wrong way or you're losing money the wrong way. But when you do it the right way, which is again a lot of people lack, then you truly will have long-term success. Look at Stock Clown has been wrong since 2016. Old World Thinker, a great example. So think about that. Wrong, 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 wrong. And I have been right, 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 right. So think about that. Right, 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 right versus wrong, wrong. Why? Because I follow what I preach to everybody. I follow that. That's why we're right, 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 right. Not wrong, 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 wrong. I am only referring to those examples because those wins came in great fear. That was a great skill. Yeah, but um, yeah. So to answer you, but at that time, these stocks were okay. FedEx, Ash was okay, but it fell out of favor, and I mean even on the regular charts as well. And I have not focused on it, nor would I focus on it, right? Because it's doing the opposite of what the market is doing. And I mean, it's been going up and down as you see, but that's not the way I want to make money by going long a stock that is not an alignment play, what I call alignments, right? There are better, like Apple, for example. Why would you want to be going long a FedEx? I've been making winning plans on Apple, right? I mean, the win rate is way higher on Apple for us than anything else, but with skill. In reality, when we put up Apple, people, you know, Apple is much higher. The trend is higher. Right? It's had its scares and issues, and but to this day we are higher, right? If we look at 2017, right? Think about this. In 2017, Apple was 116, so it's still a 100% winner. Roku, on the other hand, has been a 300% winner. But with options, you're able to make money, great gains in both of them, because we're looking for those proper 5, 10, 15-point swings with skill, not luck. Skill. There's a big difference. And again, on my YouTube channel, you can see a lot of the Roku plays. You can watch, you can see me step by step. I do this all the time, and anybody in my group sees what I'm doing. Yeah, Netflix. Oh, Netflix is horrible. Oh no, no, Netflix is horrible. Um, I think, to be honest with you, Disney, Netflix, Roku—they're just out of favor now, and those are not the leaders. What we have to pay attention to is stocks like Apple, stocks like Walmart, stocks like Costco. Now, what are those stocks saying? See, that's why I talk about. I talk to the group about key stocks, right? Netflix, no, definitely not. Like we're not market, these are market conditions where let's say we're at a 50-50, okay? So let's say 50-50, the market wants to go higher or lower at right now. Right now we favor higher, but let's just call it 50-50 for this argument here. If I'm gonna and that it points higher, I want to listen to the high, like even the SPY right now, okay? It's called in a bullish chop zone. So let's put up the SPY. Okay. SPY in a bullish chop zone. Okay, and the bullish chop zone is 300 to 282. So that gives it a lot of room to do things. And why is it doing that? Because certain companies are going in and out of favor as the market tries to sort out what's going to happen with this trade war with China, right? You know, certain companies may listen. It's all about one of the things of what this is all about. It's about the U.S. economy improving, jobs and companies putting more work into the USA. Okay, this is what it's all about. This is the big focus here. And the big excuse for what can drive the market higher. The growth of US companies that have been now. So which ones? And so the market has to sort things out, right? What we need is to look at the leaders, right? The leaders remain very strong, stronger than the SPY itself. The SPY is in that middle zone, okay, deciding what to do. Yet we have stocks that want to fly higher, like Apple. So you got to be cognizant of that on a skill level. That is what I would rather focus on than a Netflix. That if we look at Netflix, it's not really trending as well as Apple. Now that's not the only factor, but there's a lot of factors. But you can see, like, look at the two. I mean, look how we're trending lower. And even while the market has been, it's not that strong for Netflix. Netflix was much better. You know, when Netflix was more in favor, we had better moves. And I actually liked Netflix much better in 2018. I haven't been trading Netflix for a long time right now. I've been getting our group into the best possible plans. This is where a lot of people don't have these skills. I have skills beyond skills. Okay, I'm gonna talk this way because I know what I'm talking about. Like people are out there. Listen, people that tell you that they have to do option spreads, they have no clue of real market direction. I do. You imagine on the spot. Listen, think about this carefully, people, and it's all documented too. You go to the live streams in 2018. You're gonna hear me talk about the stuff like that I'm talking about, the reversals and stuff. And I'm right. Year after year after year, quarter after quarter after quarter, month after month after month. Right. Why? Because I'm doing what most people can't do. Everybody looks at a chart, but it's how you look at the chart. What kind of actual, what's the word? Success in interpretation and getting into plans. And I do this year after year after year. And that's a high level skill. High level skill. Nobody can match. Absolutely no one out there matches on a level that makes a lot of people be able to succeed and makes it easy. I make it easy. If you can't succeed in my group, you have no chance of succeeding anywhere else. I assure you. Every people who I kick out of the group are gone from the market. Like I told them, they won't go and try something else. They'll just lose elsewhere as well. Because I'm right the big picture year after year after year. Okay? Again, there are two scenarios the market could have, right? We can remain in a chop and key stocks will do well, or these trade talks do get finalized, and then this market sets up for, that SPY 305, 310, right? I still think that the market is going to go to 300, and how we go to 300, I will have updates of how we will go to the 305, 310. Right now, that's still in the cards. Okay? But it really depends on what the SPY does. If the SPY and things change, and certain key stocks changed, there's a situation, then obviously that isn't going to happen. And then we need to make an adaptation change, right? But I honestly, the way this market is setting up, I honestly don't see that happening. I see this market going much higher. Hello, stock market investing is here. Yes, Dexter, a lot of great information from Dexter. Yeah, so stock market investing has made videos, and he's been, talking about the trade. You know, a lot of his videos, right? The problem with the videos is this: there's no answer, right? If the videos talk about, well, what's going to happen, there really is no answer because the market, in my opinion, I'm going to answer some of his videos. What I see the market is doing is deciding, right? So if you look at, stock market investors and an investor in Costco, right? So if you ask me, if there was real fear, how would Costco be so strong? You know, I know what real fear in the market is. And let me tell you something. There was a time, okay, when Apple was trading, from like in a 500, 600, like before it went to 1,000, it was trading like between 125. We're talking about, I can't. It's been so long ago. And what happened was when there was real fear, Apple had fallen, and there was real fear. I think it was in 2016. Apple had fallen massively. You know, everything. There was a time that everything wasn't working. There was no stock able to be strong at all. Now, and that was for other reasons, right? That was for it was more, I guess. I think it was for the housing bubble. It was from a different reasoning, right? But it wasn't to do with. And of course, they were able to sort that all out, and then the market, back in 2016, never looked back. But guess who called the bottom in the fear? Well, Carl Icahn was calling for collapse. World record holder was calling for collapse. I called for a reversal due to my analysis. So just imagine that. And since 2016, I've been correct the big picture. You know, so I don't know, but who would you want to listen to? Someone who has this kind of thinking and understanding, or people who have no clue? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'd rather listen to someone who's that correct. It's me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there was so much fear in 2016. Yeah, massive fear. But in February, stock market investing, no word of a lie. I made a reversal plan in the SPY. No word of a lie. I have it documented this. February 11th, exactly. So, February 11th, 2016, I made 5 consecutive winning plans in a row. I mean, because there were shorts out, shorts saying it's going to go lower. So many stock, quote unquote, stock services got it all wrong. Right? StockCon got it all wrong, calling it you name it. So why is it I'm right? Because I am listening to what the market is saying. If I'm wrong about something, everybody's wrong about something. Let me put it to you that way. What do you think? I ain't wrong. But even when you do the right things, you're going to have things because of due to, again, political right now. Because the SPY is not bearish, right? We are bullish. We are trending. Look at this. Look at this 200-day moving average here, right? Well, what is that? Are we not trending? I don't know, but that looks like we're trending, right? So that's why it's not so simple that, oh, the market's going down, oh, it's going lower. No, that's maybe scalping. That misses us. They start to short, they miss the pops. I had a guy last week, okay, wanted to short the SPY, and I said, listen, I'm not talking about shorting the SPY. I'm talking about let the market do its things. And of course, the market exactly was over here. Market went lower, it popped. So he made no money. He was assuming the market was going to go lower. I said, you know what? It can go lower, right? But that's so fine and dandy. I know. But it can flip. And it flipped. Not that I was like, wow, very impressive. And it's very impressive. This is why you don't want to guess the market. You want to have a plan in place, a strategy in place, and then take action. Plan. not guessing and assuming with emotions, which is what a lot of people are doing right now. They're just guessing and assuming with emotions, and they're going to be losers long term. I assure you. Anybody listening to this long stream, if they don't learn what I'm saying, you're going to remember what I'm telling you. You're going to be out of this game. No money in the market. You'll quit, and that'll be it for you. You won't be let. And the thing about the market is, I'm gonna tell you, this market, why I like it so much. It's always going to be a great opportunity to make money in companies because it's all about. Listen, Emma, why is the market important? It's all about companies. If you work for a company, I want you to think about this, people. If you're working for a company, right? Why do you think you have an employment? Because and if they're especially in the market, if they're doing well or making a return or whatever, you have employment because. But if they're going nowhere, guess what? They might be firing your ass, right? So the market is a place where you can make money in the right companies, but it's very highly skilled. You must have the skills. And I can assure you, most people do not have the skills, do not have the discipline to succeed at this. And that's for I have created this group that really started in early 2019 because I realized that I couldn't just put out the plans. People wouldn't even know how to manage themselves properly. To this day, they don't know how to. I assure you this. That's why I tell people, ask me a question, tell me your mistakes you make, and I'll give you an honest assessment and some suggestions. Therefore, you can grow and move forward. Why would I do this? Because you're coming and you're seeking help. But if you're going to want to guess and fight and scream and continue to do the wrong things and go listen at what people are saying at the boards who don't have any following, who don't have any live streams, who don't have any video proof, no nothing, but just flapping their gums, or even following these services, they're just pumping out plan after plan after plan. It's not real skill, I assure you. Some will do well, but most will blow up because there's no real proper management in those things. Right? So imagine, with me, you have someone identifying and explaining why we should be in this or that versus this or that. I have people telling me about, and I go, no, that is not a good reversal play. And again, it doesn't surprise me because most people are going to get it wrong. Right? You can study all the charts you want, right? This is something at another level. As I said to you, highest profession in what I do in giving advice in the market. And I believe getting the right people involved in my group, getting to the right get the right people, and then but again, a lot of people think that they have what it takes and they don't. I'm telling you straight out, I deal with so many people, so weak in the mind. It's not funny. So weak here. Yeah, Matt Trader. You know, that's there was a lot of fear. Again, that was political issues, but you know what? I I had said that the market favored higher prices and basically positioned us self to make us money based on the Trump rally, right? But it wasn't where you're going to be able to understand that from the news because you know it was crazy back then with the Trump. Even now, it's the same thing. It's you're not going to get the information from the news, right? The news is going to tell you the spy is doing this, the spy is doing. It's not helpful. So what do I do differently? Honestly, I put a lot of attention to what the market and I do. That's why I do this year after year. But no matter how good I am, these times are a little at another level in difficulty. But for me, I look at it only to improve because I'm looking at making the money long term, Mad Trader. What about 2020, 2021? Believe me, a lot of these guys are going to be in the toilet. They won't be able to because The way to make money in 2019 is very different. And let me tell you something. If someone doesn't want to realize that this 2019 has been a different challenge than 2018, they have no skill. Because I can assure you it was different. But I had to make adjustments. And it's not been as great as opportunity. But guess what? That could change. And in 2020, what people think that they're thinking like in 2019, it could be opportunity city for the right stocks though. Opportunity city. I see a lot of opportunity right now still open. That's why I'm bullish the market. Based on what the scans and what key companies are telling me, market favors higher prices. PowerTarget Trade, unless I say otherwise, of a warning, which I haven't done. Are we not going to have? Is it going to be of a bit of a battle? Sure, it is. Why? Because we have all this market uncertainty. You know, Trump is trying to do what he's trying to do best for the market, right? Best for the U.S. economy. Now, people aren't going to agree. The U.S. is very divided, right? You know, they're always fighting this, that. It's so if you try to make sense of what the news is going to say, you're going to go crazy. I'm making sense. What is the market saying? And the market's telling me higher. And guess what? I'm prepared to be right the big picture again. Right? I already been correct right now. Don't forget, I called SPY 300. We've achieved it, right? Right now, I call that SPY will be testing 300 again. But as we test 300, this time we might be going much higher than that. 305, 310. Again, I will be making adaptive measurements along the way, right? It's adaptive to the market. All my live streams talk about, I've been right every live stream that the market would go higher. I defended the market. Let's look at a Wednesday. Here's a Wednesday. Here's a Wednesday I defended the market, it went higher. Here's a Wednesday, here I defended the market, of course, here, and it went higher. I defended the market here, it went higher. You catch my drift, people, right? I do live streams on Wednesdays. Every live stream explains the big picture. Every live stream I'm correct. So I want you to think about that. Anybody new? That's why I tell people, study my live streams. Study my YouTube channel. Study my winning plans. Because those winning plans are actual plans that I post in the group that we get into, and then we get in and out of them, all managed. Step-by-step manner. Good or bad, I do it. With the best intentions for everybody, because I, inside myself, I want to make dollar bills like my group. This year has been tough. But I've been right, the big picture, all along. And that is what listen carefully. If you not right the big picture, the majority of the time, you're not going to survive long term. So, why am I so optimistic that I will be right for decades on end? Because between 2016 and 2020 has been a major shifting and changing that the old world thinkers will not be able to adapt or be able to make money like before. People are trying to the past is the past. This is called new era. Okay, there are things that are in place now in 2019 that weren't in place in 2010. When we broke out in 2013, and I explained the SPY on the monthly charts, we made a shift, a massive shift that was 16 years in the making. 16 years in the making. And it will forever be changed. And only adaptive thinking. That's why I prefer to go short-term trading, which is the next best thing. Because look at Ruko. Ruko was a 300% winner, and there were so many great opportunities to make money in options in Ruko. But we could do the same thing with an Apple. Even though Apple moved about 100%, Ruko, we were able to make great gains in both Apple and Ruko. And we did great in Disney and Twitter and AMD when they were in favor for options. Right? I rotate. And NVIDIA, when things aren't in favor, I sweep them aside. I don't trade in NVIDIA unless it's in favor, unless it meets my strict criteria rules. You understand? There's a lot that goes into what I'm doing. That's why I say I am the best at this stuff. I can tell people are stock clowns, or they're going to fail, and they're just going to be gamblers, degenerate gamblers. They're not going to make it long term. I'll be making these. I'll be winning year after year after year after year. I'm so convinced. Listen, and I only getting better. By the way, Power. I'm only getting better, sharper, everything, healthier. I'm not the same power trick or trade I was when I made those amazing calls in 2016. I have massively improved. Unlike the stock clown, he went down tubes. Not making videos anymore, not doing live streams. He's quiet his mouth. He likes to troll me. Right? Quiet now. No live streams. Let's see what Dexter says. Down to earth is relative mad trader. We are now in a new paradigm. This is the era of $1 trillion company. Yeah, exactly. You know, there are things in the market now that can justify a higher market, right? Or the market remaining in these 300 to 282 zones. Okay? But I honestly think, based on what Trump's trying to do, what I hear, what he when he says when he speaks, not what the news is saying, um, but trying to get America, trying to having the American economy do well, right? Um, and of course, Apple is a key metric. When if especially Apple is setting up, in my opinion, to want to go and test 300. So never mind 200. Carl Icahn, the billionaire, got wrong. By the way, not me. Ha ha! Stock clown. And so I'm proud of that. I give advice that I know that if people listen to me long term, they make the dollar bills with skills. You got this type of mind to tell you how to really make money. Listen, if you're going to live another 10 years from now, right? Do you want to make money the same wrong way, or do you want to learn with real skill? And we're going to catch some massive sun. So it's not about, we've had some difficult times and a few, I don't care about that. I'm looking to succeed long term. And do we have what it takes to see long term? Yes, we do. No, Lulu, Lulu, right now, no. Lulu is good, um, but I think that Lulu is not good yet. Lulu needs to really break out of a pattern. So it could be something good in the future, but right now, Lulu um, is not in favor like it was. It's not bad though. Lulu is a great example. It's very strong. It's a very strong stock, but it doesn't meet my criteria right now. It's not good enough. I have to recommend the best of the best for my group, for anybody. That's the only way we're going to make money, but with the best possible scenario, the odds stacked in our favor. Because even when they are stacked in our favor, we might still lose. But that is okay. Any loss comes from any of my plans is from skill. And what happens is when and again, it's very rare, by the way, very rare that we have a less than 80% win rate. When we do, it's due to these market conditions like what's happening. But that's going to, listen, that may never occur. Then we will have a 80% win rate for the next decade, for all I know. That's right. So look what, thanks, Vic. Great. I tell it how it is, Vic. I tell it how it is. See Dexter here? Dexter make a good point. You know, I will have these live streams recorded, and when things happen, I'll have the references, right? I do this weekly, you know. I have to make hard decisions, but you know what the market's saying to me? higher prices. Unless, of course, something changes that fact. That has not been the fact this whole year. I mean, look what Ruko's done. Ruku, it was a 300% winner this year. Think about that, people. Oh, Rico, yeah. So, Rico, again, you've got to you want to send me a message. Tell me why you want to become a member inside of PowerTarget Trades, right? Get a profile pic and make some comments on the videos that you found very helpful. That way, I know you. I know you've watched some videos. Rico, is it Rico? Let's see. Sorry, my market has been chopping around for months, ready for a move. Right. See, so stock market investing. Now look at. That's exactly what it is. I mean, let's take a look at this, people. So the SPY, if we look at from June, right, and we look up, these are regular. I call them regular. We look from June to now, we are trending higher, right? Let me draw a line here. So any stock clown that said to you the market should go lower is a clown. They have no skill. They're making money the wrong way. They're not going to make money the right way. That's my opinion. No way will they make money. Everybody can make money on a short-term basis. But on a long-term, listen, there's people who've made money and lost all their money. You've heard those stories? Because listen to me, people they make money for the wrong, and when you make or lose money for the wrong reasons, you will not succeed in the market. The market is the best at taking money out of your pocket. It's the king of it. And it's supposed to be that way. So if I look this trends, okay, and theoretically, we're chopping, right? And so when I see 50-50, and when we look at key companies that are making the dollar bills, the market favors higher prices. But of course, the noise of this trade deal and this and that, the market has to make sense. Like money is going to be moving around, right? Money has to move out of certain sectors to new sectors, trying to make sense of things. And this is why we're getting this volatility. To make it simple, market is deciding where to put money, where to take money out. Some things will come out of favor, go into favor. But you know what? What's key? A lot of key strong stocks out there. There are key stocks that are doing very well. They're not the best to get into right now, but they can become later winners in what I project what would drive the market higher. Okay? It's step by step. We're gonna do it step by step. Making money with a skill, step by step. You heard me telling that. We're gonna make money long, not short. I will go short or buy puts because there's a disaster in the market. And there'll be so much, listen to me, there'll be plenty of opportunity to make money to the downside when that time comes. But in no way do I believe that that is what the market is doing unless it says it. And nothing is saying it in terms of real companies. And you just got to watch Apple. Okay? Now, Apple is so strong right now. You have to understand this. Just because Apple goes down a little bit here, up and down, Apple is strong. It flipped 15 points up like this in fear. Think about that. They're making money, Apple. They're making money. Lots of money. They're doing well. It's a consumer product. Wake up, smell the cafe. It's not that simple. The market has to make sense of things. The trade deal, it's all it is all a process, I call. And what we need to do is make money with skill. I use the same process and through all different conditions. It's the same thing. And again, it could be years. We're gonna have so much sun coming in. And guess why? You know why we're gonna be making the sun? You wanna know why? Because we're doing it with skill. Right. Right. See what stock market investing, is agreeing. Now, stock market investing makes a lot of what's great about his channel is he makes a lot, and I think he's trying to talk to people about. But you know, the problem with the fundamental news is that there is no answers from that. But although stock market investing makes those types of videos, he, he's bullish. Oh, 10:30. Wow, one goes by. So he's strong. Very, very good, Ash. Yep. That's right. So that's what I believe. Well, there you go. Well, stock market investing. That's what the probability is. I don't know. The SPY is set up for a move to 320. It definitely is. But we have to take it as it comes. We want to trade the market in a step by step. How I'm going to do a step by step manner, in that the market will go to 320. And as the market does go properly higher, the right stocks will make money, and we'll be able to get into other winning plans as they come into play, right? That will drive the market higher. That's why I call it step-by-step method. Okay, plan by plan. I won't be throwing 20 plans. Plan by plan by plan. 3, 4 plans here and there. They have to confirm. Very strict. My group, if you're looking for serious success, come in my group because I understand how to read the market very well. I do it with options. Okay, so that means you can trade real stocks, real companies. Okay, not penny stocks, which is really fake trading, if you ask me. Like, penny stocks are penny stocks. Right? They are driven by the wrong metrics. Very rarely, there are some good cheap stocks, 10, but you want to focus on the opportunities are in the big companies, in the apples. Like Ruco's 300. Listen to me. You can make money with long-term investing and do very well with options. Lots of money you can make with options, trading real companies like Home Depot, like Costco, like Disney, right? Like Nvidia, like AMD, with options, doubling your money within a three. I mean, there were times in the year it was easy to make 100% in 3 days, 2 days. That was the time when plans would work that way. But then there's times that plans need more time due to market conditions. That's why I call adaptive thinking and adjustments. I've been understanding that fact and been adjusting year after year after year to make the dollar bills with skills. Making adjustments year after year after year to make the dollar bills with skills. Yeah, Tesla is going to be a super company. There's no doubt about it. They're trying to really get that company. It's set up to do very well. Tesla. Um, you know, First targets $400 or $500. People calling for higher. Stock market investing had videos talking about $1,000 and so on and so forth. And very well, long term, that could happen. But step by step, we'll let the market tell us these facts. When Tesla gets to 400, we'll be able to figure out. I'll be able to figure out where's its next targets. I do believe that Tesla can go to 400, 500, especially once the SPY, once we sort out these trade deals negotiations, which is where I think, I think that this market is definitely preparing for high. Once all the excuses are out, they got to do. Listen, the market has to do what it has to do. Listen, that's right now higher prices. You heard it even by stock market investing, who makes, by the way, who you should check out his channel for the fundamental videos, right? Um, and I mean, especially he'll report on some of the stuff on Trump, on what Trump says and stuff like that, and with his take on it. So he's got good videos. But look at he makes those kind of videos, stock market investing, and you look what he's talking about, how bullish he thinks about the SPY, right? And mind you, he's an investor in Costco, right? And Costco is doing very, very, very well, right? Although it was acting very strange, has come back very well. I was surprised in the way they pulled it back. I honestly um, was surprised on that pullback that it had. But as you can see, it is coming back. And when you have key strong stocks like this is not a market that thinks that things aren't going to go good with the trade deals or something won't be worked out. Yeah, I agree. I was very surprised that Costco had this pullback. Um, it's coming back. And this is what I'm talking about. When we had this happening, and Walmart didn't do that. When we did this, uh, but look where we have come back, right? So yes, definitely, as you said, something like Costco is a stock that looks like it wants much higher prices setting up, right? So definitely one key point is once it takes out these highs over here. I mean, if we look at it this way, Costco is another stock. I'm not focusing on this right now in options, but what I'm saying is I do see this as an opportunity in the future for options because there's a lot of this can go to 320, 330. I mean, of course stock market investing has much higher lofty prices, but in a step-by-step manner, okay, with options, if we go to 320, 330, which is step by step, we're not going to just fly to 360. There's going to there's patterns to get there, right? But definitely there's going to be a lot of opportunity to make money to the long side with Costco, and that's not possible with a stock market that wants to come crashing down. You know, when you got a strong stock like Costco, I want you to think about this. It's not that simple that the SPY goes down. No, no. SPY, as long as SPY holds key levels, that's what you got to look at. Not the little blips and blops. That's for little baby scalpers who have no skill, that burn out anyways. Like the stock clown. It's just a blip and blop. Big margin loser turned baby scalper. Stock clown. Yeah. Yeah, Disney, Disney could be good, but as an option play, I don't like it. I think long term, it has the potential, and like I said, I will when it becomes in favor, I'll probably look to get into Disney. But right now, I'm always looking for the best things in favor. Like for some reason, anything in the entertainment sector, like Netflix or Roku, have not. Apple by the hand has a stake in entertainment. And Apple, by the way, people, remains the leader right now. And I said, and Apple being the leader, that is what you got to look at. People, and I've said Apple is an important stock to look at, and I've been right year after year after year. Stock on John. I know he tries to troll me, but well, we will see. We will see how it pans out because we may not have giant shakeouts. And we could. We have to take it step by step. Um, yeah, that definitely, Mad Trader, Tesla. Even by the charts, okay. If we look, we're gonna call this a night here, but if we look at the charts, for Tesla, right? Not the daily here, but if you look at the weekly charts, okay, I want you to think about this carefully, right? Because this is Tesla in 2013 was a $36 company. So what's so bad about Tesla right now? These are just the little pebble traders that have no clue what they're talking about, right? It's at $244 in so it's a great long-term investment. And if you look at it on a weekly chart, we are in an uptrend still, and we are setting up for higher prices. And when we break out of this is why this has potential for 400. It's written in the charts, depending how you look at it. Right? It's written in the charts. And Tesla, I have other metrics of looking at it, but what I'm trying to say is, I want you to think about it. In 2013, it was a $36 stock. So it's up tremendously, 600% since then, practically, right? It's up tremendously still. And it had a run from 36 to a high of. So who's made the most money? The long-term investors, not the baby scalpers. And then there's been tremendous opportunities of making money to the long side as well with options. So all these blips and blops are people who have no skill that will be out of the market and won't be trading 2, 3 years down the whatever. I trust me. There's a lot of people that come and go in the market. They come in with money and they just lose it all. Why? Because they treat it like gambling. They learn from the wrong gambling casino people. I tell people, listen. I tell people I make live streams to those who are serious for success. There's those who want to gamble. All means gamble. Don't tell me, complain to me that you lost money when you're the gambler. And I told you not to be a gambler, to learn with skill. And I even would answer questions in the live streams to help you become a long-term successful investor slash trader in the market. Have a good night, people.